Commanders, welcome back to the port. You are looking at the French Tier 6 premium destroyer, Les Terribles. We're probably just going to call it the Terrible. And its commander, Philippe Aboino. His base trait is Powder Keg, slightly increasing the HE damage. He's inspired by Bay and Swirsky. This is a triple concealment build. Our row 1 skill Subsurface Venture, row 2 Fragile Threat, row 3 Torpedo Safari. In row 4, French destroyers generally don't have smoke screens. Destroyer be destroyed, except for the Eagle. And row 5, Unstoppable, the legendary skill. Let's take a look at the loadout. We've got Aiming Systems Mod 1, Propulsion Mod 2, and Concealment System Mod 1. In terms of our loadout, the only consumable is 2 charges of the engine boost. We are running the common battle booster for speed. We've got the permanent Type 9 camouflage and Les Terribles flag. In terms of the stats, 16,740 hit points with this build. We've got 5 139mm cannons. They shoot out to 10.1 kilometers, reload in 5.5 seconds, and turn in 18 seconds. The HE shells do 2090 damage, 10% fire chance, which is really good. And the AP shells do 2700 damage. Torpedoes, we got 3 triple tube launchers, 1 on each side and 1 in the middle. They reload in 67.8 seconds. The max damage is 18,400. Okay, I just blew past the rest of the torpedo stuff. They're really good torpedoes. The AA defense really sucks. 46.9 knots, 4.3 second rudder shift time. And our concealment, 4.9. On the surface, 2.7 from the air, 2.8 while firing in smoke. So you can play Les Terrible either as a gunboat or as a torpedo boat. Obviously, in this build, because we went max concealment, we're playing it as a torpedo boat. This will be a great torpedo boat gameplay, as you will see, or as you may have already noticed in the title card. But I will endeavor when I rank up Violette, because originally I hadn't really put a lot of points into him, to give you a playthrough of this as a gunboat as well. All right, so we're here on Northern Waters, a domination match. 6s and 5s, we are top tier. As you can see, there is an enemy aircraft carrier. And as you know, French destroyers have no AA. So this will be interesting. We're on the right side of the map. We are going to head into Charlie. You know, Charlie is definitely the beneficial place to go if you're in a destroyer. Now, I don't mean go all the way over from the other side of the map. What I mean is if you're near Charlie, look at all those little islands. That's a destroyer's paradise, as opposed to Alpha, which is where your battleships go to duke it out, at least in theory. So the aircraft carrier is saying, "Hey, protect that guy." And I'm saying, "Thanks, buddy. I need protection." While I go capture Charlie. All right, so we're sailing along in the Terrible. Something to keep in mind, if you were looking for a tier 6 ship, yes, it doesn't have a smoke screen, but it's really hard to go wrong with Les Terrible if you have this commander ranked up pretty high, as I do. You will see here, even without a smoke screen, this is still a very, very effective destroyer. And the best part is, I know you're going to say, oh, it doesn't have the main battery reload booster. It doesn't need the main battery reload booster. It's got the same guns, the same torps as the Tier 7 Les Fantasque because it's a Les Fantasque class ship. But its reload, for some unknown reason, is usually about 1.1 seconds faster. That's with this commander. It may be even faster than that with a different commander. When I rank up Violet, I'll try to knock out a video. And this is being recorded the day before they nerf the torpedoes of the Le Fantasque. I think that's kind of odd because it's got the worst DPM of any ship at tier 7, any destroyer at tier 7. So they're going to nerf the torpedoes. And I saw somebody say, well, that's because Wargaming is looking at the stats and only good players play the Le Fantasque. And I'm like, oh, well, I play it, so that's not true. All right, so we've got these Devonshire and Gneisenau, and I think probably another ship that I can't detect at the moment are coming in this cap circle. And as you can see, unlike most of my matches, I actually have support here, so I'm pretty happy about it. I am not going to fire my guns at the Gneisenau, but I am going to anticipate his turn and shoot some torpedoes at him, and then continue to exhort my teammates to shoot at him. I really don't want to be aggro right here. Again, I don't have a smokescreen to hide with. If I did, I probably would have thrown it down and would have been unloading on that Eisenhower like you read about because it's a German battleship and those catch on fire really easy. I say as I don't set it on fire. And there's the enemy destroyer. So it's a T-61, excellent tier 5 premium German destroyer. Highly recommend it for those ranked battles and arena modes. And I feel pretty confident I can smoke his bags. But as you can see, to get all 5 guns on target, I essentially have to sail broadside. Now, what's helping me is that there's a small island screening me from the Gneisenau, which allows me to have like a one-on-one here with the T-61. Oh, and he torped. Oh, and he missed. And, thanks for knocking out my rudder. It helped me stop in time. I'm going full speed, allegedly. So that's something where hitting the back of the ship may be hurtful. Now, I know you're looking at this saying, geez, that's your first kill and you only have a quarter of your hit points left. Yep, that's what it is. Oh, I've less than a quarter of my hit points left now. So here I said to myself, geez, I got wrecked fighting that guy. And again, I probably should have angled more to present less of a target. But then you're getting close in, and he has more torpedoes than I do. So right here, I said to myself, I've really got to get into sneaky mode in order to survive the rest of this match. Because if you look, um, hey, if you look, you see one of my torpedoes taking out the Devonshire. All right, so we got 2 kills. So I'm still thinking to myself, we've got to be in sneaky mode. And I want to work my way back towards Charlie and capture that. And I would have shot more torpedoes at the New Orleans, but he is running away. And it's tempting. It's tempting to go after that isolated New Orleans to kind of cut him off and take him out. But what's more important in these matches is capturing the base. So I'm going back towards the Charlie Cap Circle, and I'm warily eyeing those HE bombers who are thankfully going after someone else because I don't have any AA. So I'm just hoping that they don't see me at this point. And they do take out the Bayern. You got to respect that. A kill made by a carrier. I've seen a couple of carrier Krakens posted on Reddit. And really, if you're in a carrier and you're getting a Kraken, I'll just say it for everybody. Good job. You don't have to love carriers. I play a lot of ship lines like the French and the Russians that don't have great AA. Some of my favorite ships are like the Arkansas and the Nikolai, which almost have no AA. But you got to respect a guy who can get it done with, especially with the HE bombers. You know, torpedo bombers are a little bit easier to work with. The HE bombers are just a pain in the butt. All right, so as you can see, we captured Charlie here, and I'm doing what everybody does. Oh yeah, pay attention to that guy all the way across the map so I can shoot torpedoes at this New Orleans who's all alone over here. And I decide to go between these two islands, maybe get a little bit closer to him, see if I can get some good torps out. I do want to mention that there's a guy named the Turtle on Reddit. He appears to be a very good player, or at least a very knowledgeable player. And he used the Violette build. He did post it on there. So if you want to mirror his build for the Le Fantasque, he does a gunboat build only. I also believe you could make a good speed build with a Bueno if in the second row you chose the far right skill, which essentially increases your concealment by 20% when your speed boost is active, at the cost of making your speed boost reload 50% longer. And then down in the third row, or the fourth row, I'm sorry, you know, because it doesn't have a smoke screen, we're always choosing that. In the legendary row, you can also choose another skill that increases your speed when you're close to enemies. However, the problem with that is I've found that your rudder and your propeller tend to get knocked out a lot. So I don't really know if that would be great. And I do have Tierwit at level 15, and his skill technically is very similar to what Unstoppable is, but it's not exactly the same. And so I'm not willing at this point to give up my triple concealment build to experiment with Tierwit as an inspiration to see if his base rate essentially operates as if it was unstoppable. So anyway, we're maneuvering over here towards Delta because they were trying to cap Delta. We see an Asashio. I mean, come on, folks, let's get real. Even though I have 1/5 of my hit points, I'm going to smoke this Asashio's bags because it's an Asashio. And I have the Asashio, and I like the Asashio. You know how I like the Asashio? I like the Asashio when you put Togo, the base commander, in it, and you get 3 torpedo reload boosters. But the point being is that it's a torpedo boat. It is not a gunboat. And this guy's trying to run away and throw up a smoke screen. The problem is that I am too close, and he can't get away. And he really can't get away because I'm about to kill him with my superior French guns. And of course, turn in, easily avoid his torpedoes. Kill number 3. All right. So I'm looking at the map, looking at the California. Don't want to do anything with that. The Queen Elizabeth takes me down under 2,000 hit points. And you know that she's probably firing or will be firing HE a lot because that's an HE battleship. So I decided to give them each one set of my topayes. I probably butchered that. I apologize to anybody who really speaks French. Unlike me, I'm relying on my 7th grade French class, which between you and me was many years ago. All right, so here's the Queen Elizabeth. I would really love to take the Queen Elizabeth out, but I'm a destroyer. I don't have a lot of hit points. I can't mess around with that. So I'm headed towards Bravo. I'm headed towards Bravo to try to cap Bravo because that's my job. And we're losing right now. And I don't want us to lose. I want us to win. So I was thinking about going to the port and going around that island, but that would have taken me too close to the Queen Elizabeth. Even though her guns aren't pointed at me, I still did not want to chance that. But I do send some torpedoes. I wanted to send both, but yep, the island got in the way. So there's a ship we'll meet up with later. And I decide to turn like this to get further away from the Queen Elizabeth and then send more torps because remember our concealment is 4.9. So we get two torpedo strikes there, and it looks like she stopped the flooding. So I'm hopeful that our next two or three torpedoes will kill her. Yes, devastating strike and our fourth kill. And so, even though I only have less than 2,000 hit points left, boys and girls, we are going for the Kraken. And I would be really happy if we got it because, I mean, we've been playing most of this match with at least a quarter of our hit points left since our first kill of the T-61. So I would consider this a torpedo boat job well done. So right now we're at 91,000 damage. And lo and behold, here's a Fuso. Boy, I would love it if I had another speed boost left, and I don't. So I'm just trying to maneuver to get the Fuso in my torpedo range, and I see that's really not going to happen. Really not going to happen. Which is very disappointing to me. I'm looking for those numbers to come down by Warren. I thought he would turn maybe to go towards A, and instead he's not really doing that. He's just kind of going straight. And then I say, well, maybe if I switch sides, it will get easier for me to torp him. So I want to say in this build, even though we blew past the torpedo page or the torpedo stats, I want to say my range is 9 kilometers. So why did I turn away there? I have no idea. I should have torped right then. Instead, I'm going to turn back and I'm going to torp here. And I believe I'm going to turn all the way and torp again. And I didn't really aim those, which is a great job. And as you can see, as if he knew I was torping, he is turning away. And I see we go under a minute as he turns back. And I'm like, you know what? Even though I have 1,980 points left, I've got to do something here. I've got to push the issue to either start a fire or something. And as you can see, I'm turning away from his slow, slow shells. And I am just hoping. Oh, I think if that second torpedo had hit him, I think we would have gotten the kill. But as it is, there are only 15 seconds left, and my torpedoes are not going to make it there as much as I would have liked them to. And so we failed in our attempt to get the Kraken. I mean, I don't even know where the aircraft carrier was. I don't even know. All right, so not the game I was hoping for, but considering the beginning, I'm very happy with it. We got 4 kills, 103,515 total damage, a first blood and a devastating strike, and 574,544 silver. We finished at the top of the board with 4 kills. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Les Terrible Torpedo Boat. Thanks for watching.